Nobody wins when the family feels, but my...
Alright, and what's going on?
There was a shooting.
There was a shooting?
Yeah.
The gentleman shot?
Yes, I believe she might be dead.
You think she's dead?
I think so, yes.
Alright. Do you know where the shooter is?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
Just a couple minutes ago, we heard a ruckus. I was in the bedroom, heard a ruckus, and we came out. And
how many shots did you hear?
I believe it was 3 or 4.
Alright, where is the victim at?
In the living room.
And is this at the living room of the 2260?
Yes, the upstairs apartment.
Do you know where she was shot at?
No, I don't. I really don't want to go look.
Okay, are you in that same apartment? Or is that
Yes.
Fam, if nothing else, in this video, we have a prime example of the damaging effects of drugs. Take a look at this screenshot from 2 videos, an interrogation from 2022 and a court appearance in 2024. Fam, this is the same man, by the way, Quentin Nixon. He's an Ohio man accused of killing a woman and having his face bitten off by the victim's boyfriend. Unfortunately, when drugs are involved, you never know what someone might do, and this video illustrates that perfectly. Now, we have a lot to talk about, so I won't waste too much time on this intro. We'll be examining interrogations, body cam footage, 911 calls, and even going to court, all related to this case. Recently, in November of 2024, Quentin Nixon decided to represent himself in trial for murder after coming down on his high almost 3 years later. But in order to go to court, we have to take it back to 2022. It was July 25th, 2022. Tony Westover, 34 years old, had visited a home in Kenmore neighborhood in Akron, Ohio. She was with her boyfriend, a guy who went by the name of Brian Fielders. Apparently, the apartment they went to was a known drug spot. Also inside that home, Quentin Nixon, 31 years old at the time, and apparently he was high as well. But here's where things get tricky. Quentin wasn't the only one inside that small apartment. It was full of people. Westover, Brian, and at least 3 other people in the back rooms of the apartment. And a little after 2:30 a.m. on July 25th, 2022, Akron police would get a call that a young woman who's identified as Tony was deceased inside the apartment after being shot with her own gun. Now, the guy Adam, he was seen on surveillance jumping with the firearm off the balcony of the apartment after the shooting, but he was never brought to trial. Check it out. The guy that's behind Adam that escaped out the back was Brian, Tony's boyfriend of 4 months. And it's crazy to see that his girlfriend was allegedly dead and just walked away after escaping the back. And you'll later hear what he had to say in his interrogation. But things get even more weird when the 911 call. A person who was allegedly in the back act nonchalant, like this is something that he's sober for. Check it out.
July 25th, 2022. 2 hours, 22 minutes, 34 seconds.
What?
Akron 911, what's the location of your emergency?
2260 Maryland Street,
You said 2260 Merlin.
Maryland.
All right, and what's going on?
There was a shooting.
There was a shooting?
Yeah.
Someone was shot?
I believe, yes, I believe she might be dead.
You think she's dead?
I think so, yes.
All right. Do you know where the shooter is?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
Just a couple minutes ago, we heard that a ruckus. I was in the bedroom, heard a ruckus, and we came out. And
How many shots did you hear?
I believe it was 3 or 4.
All right, where is the victim at?
In the living room.
And is this at the living room of the 2260?
Yes, the upstairs apartment.
Do you know where she was shot at?
No, I don't. I really don't want to go look.
Okay, are you in that same apartment? Or is that
Yes.
the apartment above you?
No, I'm in the same apartment.
Are you with her right now?
No, I'm in the bedroom. I was in the back bedroom, and
Okay,
I went to come out, and
I
and
need
a
you to
bullet
go
came through
over
the
to
door.
her and tell me if she's breathing or not. Are you able to do that for me?
Yeah, no, she's not.
She's not breathing?
No,
Are you able to tell where she was shot at?
no.
All right, is there anybody else in the apartment with you?
Yes.
Who?
The person that lives here.
Okay, do you know if someone broke in and shot her, or do you know who shot her?
Huh? What'd you say?
Do you know who shot her?
No, I don't. I was in the bedroom.
Do you know if someone broke in?
It sounded like it, and then I heard some people. They started yelling, and I heard gunshots, and I started to come out, and the bullet come through the door. So I just kind of hid in the closet for a second.
Okay, who is the female?
I don't even know her name.
You don't know her name?
No,
Okay,
I don't.
does she live there?
No, she didn't live here. No.
Okay, what is your name?
Ron Crew.
All right, just to let you know, we do have multiple units en route to you, okay?
Okay.
Do you know where the gun is?
I don't. No, I don't. Huh?
All right, do you believe this woman is beyond help?
I do. I think so. Yes.
Was she shot in the head, do you know?
I don't know. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know.
All right. We're just trying to get some information so the officers know what they're walking into when they arrive, okay? Is there anybody else that we can talk to?
She's right by the door.
Okay. Is there someone else that we can talk to?
She's really freaked out. I don't think she's going to be able to talk. Looks like her.
Okay, we just need to know where she was shot at. If you're able to look at her and just tell us that.
Hold on.
Do you know how this lady was?
I can't tell.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
mean, I can't tell.
Do you know how the female who was shot? Do you know how she got inside the house? Was she your roommate's friend or something?
Yeah.
And where's your roommate at?
Now at this point, police looking for Brian and Quentin. But Tony's sister get a phone call that she recorded and gave it to police. Apparently it was Quentin Nixon's ex-girlfriend who allegedly told the sister that Quentin told her everything that went on. At least for the most part, that he was allegedly responsible. And that's how police got the motive, that out of everyone that was in that house, Quentin was the one who pulled the trigger. Check it out.
What I do know, and just like I told the detective, so Quentin is my ex, and that's the reason why I knew where he was, and that's why I could give them the information that I could. So I guess apparently from what I got told, that I guess Brian like literally had my ex-boyfriend like in a house over in Maryland where everything happened.
Yes.
I guess he had him tied up
What?
at one point in time on plastic and was like literally cutting his body open with fucking machetes and shit, and had him captive for like 4 days because my ex-boyfriend went like missing for like 4 or 5 days, and I was blowing his phone up. I'm like, where the fuck are you at? What's wrong? He kept on telling me that I couldn't come get him because they was gonna kill me, and they was Brian and his friend Ed and fucking what was the other dude's name? I can't even remember the other dude's name. He just kept on giving me names, and I guess they had him. I don't know. I guess they were saying something with the Hells Angels or something like that, was trying to get him or something. I have no clue the full story, but Brian had bit my ex-boyfriend in the face and took a chunk out of his face.
I did
from
hear that.
wrestling with him.
Yeah, Brian did tell us that. My thing is I don't know how my sister got mixed in this, because I was told by a Danielle girl that he came in the house and he said, hey, I got to go sell these pills in Kenmore. You want to ride with me? And my sister was like, I guess, and went with him. And that's when...
Yeah, see, I don't even think that was the even case. I mean, I'm not for sure. I'm not going to put my finger on it. I'm not for sure. But what my ex-boyfriend Quentin is telling me, he is telling me that they literally had him tied up and they was torturing him and they was trying to, like, kill him. Like, they had guns to his head and stuff, and Brian was the main one. Well, I guess he said, Brian, I said, so how did the girl, and I kept on asking him, I said, how the hell, because when he told me, I was shocked. Like, what the fuck do you mean you killed somebody? What are you talking about? Like, at this point, I'm scared, you know, for myself at that, because you're telling me information that I shouldn't know, you know? So, he said that Brian had walked in with, I can't even remember her name, I'm sorry.
Tony, you're fine.
Okay, so he, I guess Brian had walked in with your sister, and Brian had a gun on his hip.
So it was my sister's yes.
Gun, and I guess apparently they was arguing about it, about him having her gun on his hip or something like that. And she ended up grabbing it, and she put it down on the table. My ex-boyfriend grabbed the gun and shot her, and when he shot her, and I don't even know the true reason behind it, I don't, to be honest, but I know Brian drug her into that house to even be a part of that, because I know for a fact if he would have never got a hold of that gun, she would never be dead.
She only thought she was going with him to go sell pills. That's all she thought.
Yeah, right, yeah. And I kind of figure, you know what I'm saying, there's always two sides of the story, you know what I'm saying, with what he says, what this person says, and it's just like, I don't know the real true reason behind it, but he said, I know my ex Quentin, he did say that the reason why he killed her is because he was planning on killing everybody in the house. Because they had him held hostage for like 4 or 5 days.
Brian had him held hostage. My sister didn't know about that. She just thought she was going to sell pills.
Know, and that's what I was wondering. Like, if
and he brought her to that situation.
Girl, and I even asked him, I said, if this is the only time that you've seen this girl, why would you take it out on her?
Yeah, she had nothing to do with it. My sister did not grow up in the street. She didn't realize the danger she was in with this guy. We kept begging her to come home and not stay with him. Like, we kept begging her because we knew he was bad news. I've heard things about Brian. I knew he was trash.
I know him personally. Like, my family knows him. I'm from Kenmore.
Yeah.
And my whole entire family keeps on telling me, like, that dude Brian, he ain't nothing but bad news. He probably drug her into some shit.
My sister was only dating him for 4 months before this happened. She left her fiance and her daughter because he was having heart problems, and he promised her the world, and he ended up taking her world.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is what
so even though I know, like, I knew Quentin was the one who killed her, but I knew Brian, I kept having this feeling like Brian is just as guilty because he put her in that situation that she should not have been in. You don't take your girl to a dangerous situation like that, period.
Absolutely. He definitely is, because, I mean, and the only reason why I even knew that any of this shit happened is because he had told me a couple days ago. He had told me like 2 days ago. Well, I had ran out of the house and got the fuck away from him, because I don't want nothing to do with that shit. Leave me alone. Leave me out of it. I don't give a fuck. I'm getting the fuck away from you, because you're going to do the same shit that you did to this
I just
poor
wish
girl.
it would have been like Brian and not my sister. Like, I don't understand why it had to be her. Like, she had nothing to do with that. Like, why did it have to be her? And who, like, my thing is there was a guy and a girl sleeping in the back bedroom. Like, he was tied in this house. Why, like, who are these people that were sleeping in the back bedroom? I don't understand everything. I won't know until, like, the story completely unfolds. Detectives get the sides.
Right,
but,
yeah.
And the guy who called was so calm.
I didn't tell the police, like, the whole story that I'm telling you, because I don't want no fucking involvement, but I would rather tell you as her sister. I would rather tell you. You know what I'm saying? Than tell the fucking police, because I don't got time for that shit.
So Quentin said that was the first time he ever seen that girl with Brian.
Yep. He said that's the first time that he has ever seen her walk through that door was with Brian. And I guess they was arguing about him having the gun on him instead of on her, or something in the situation. I don't know. So I
heard there was a struggle for the gun.
Yeah, there definitely was. He did say that, because my ex, he definitely had marks all over his body, cut marks, bloody marks, bruises, all that shit. So I don't know if that was from the, like, fight that him and Brian had got in. Brian, he kept on saying, like, I seen Brian's statuses talking about, I just tried to save you. No, you didn't try to save her. You brought her into a situation. So just like you said, I feel like both of them are just as guilty.
Yeah, I felt it the whole time.
Like, I just don't even understand what even ran through my ex-boyfriend's fucking mind at that point in time. Like, you have children of your own. You have my children. You just proposed to me on top of that, and you think that I'm about to stay with you while you go to prison for killing somebody? No, I'm cool on you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take your time, whatever. Like, literally fucking SWAT just fucking surrounded my mom and dad's house yesterday, looking for him and me. And I'm like, I don't got nothing to do with that. I can tell you where the fuck he's at, though. And it was like, you can tell us where he's at. I said, yep, his address is such and such and such. And I gave it to him. They went there last night, and they got his ass.
Well, I thank you for being brave and stepping forward. You know, if it wasn't for you...
I'm still scared as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'm still scared
as hell. I know. I was scared to go on the news because I felt like I would be a target. But I'm like, I have to do this for my sister. She has a 7-year-old little girl that we have to keep telling, like, Mommy's not coming home. She don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's breaking all of our hearts. Like, my sister, you know, she was not she always seen the good in people, even if they didn't deserve it. Like, she was not the type of person to judge anyone. And that's why, like, I quit talking to her for a month because I didn't like the new boyfriend. And she said, I'm just judging him. And I'm like, yeah, but I've heard things, and I can't have that type of life around my kids right now.
You hear things as a sister, you're trying to protect her.
And she got mad at me. And, you know, we stopped talking for a month. And then this happened, and it shattered my life.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't get it. Don't get me wrong. I don't fully get it, but I understand where you're coming from, and I'm happy that I could help, because it's breaking my heart knowing that she was just innocent. She didn't have nothing to do with anything. She was just basically somebody that rode there. You know what I'm saying? And got
didn't even know it was probably, like, she didn't even know, like, what was going on the other side of that door. Like, her thing was she was supposed to just ride with him as he sold some pills.
Right.
That's all she thought.
Yep. I mean,
and then she said she did text her friend. And this is why I question everything, because she texted a friend at 1 to 1:30 before she was killed. And she said, something is off. Something don't feel right. This is not going good. Like, she knew... When she got there, I think she realized, like, what the fuck did Brian just got me into?
Yeah, because and see, and if she texted somebody and said it's off, then his story adds up of what the fuck they was doing to him.
Yeah, because my sister, she's not the type to do anything like that. She was like, I want to get out of here.
Like that, then she would, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if she's seen some shit like that, she'd probably be scared. Like, if something's off, then obviously something was going on way before him and her got there.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely, when she got there, she was like, something's off, something don't feel right. She wanted to leave, and she rode with him, so she couldn't just leave.
Right, and it's so crazy because he kept on telling me, like, there was blood all over, there was fucking like plastic put on the floor, and like they was cutting them with machetes and shit like that. So if your sister was to see something like that, probably something was off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's absolutely what happened. You know what I'm saying? But if she's saying something was off in a text message to her friend, then obviously something more was happening before she got there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's when she got there, she started saying something's not right, something is off. Like, she wanted to get out of there. And her friend said, get the F out of there now. And then it was like a half hour later. Brian probably wouldn't let her leave. She was probably scared to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I would be scared to leave in that situation too because he has a gun.
And he don't know. And her walking in, like, realizing, like, oh my God, my sister was right. This guy was no good.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Brian has been arrested too, so he's locked up too, and I can't wait to look them both dead in the eyes. I really can't.
Yeah, like, it's just so sad, and it's so disgusting what people really bring themselves to do now these days, honestly. Like, I mean, I know I started crying when he told me that he did what he did. I started crying for your sister. I'm like, why? She was innocent. She didn't have nothing to do with nothing. If that was the first time that you've seen her, why would you do that to her? Fuck everybody else in the house. You know what I'm saying? But why her?
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I keep saying is, like, why did it have to be her? Like, why couldn't it have been Brian? Like, why did it have to be her? And, like, I don't condone any violence, but it's like, at the same time, my sister had nothing to do with it. Like, it should have been taken out on Brian.
Absolutely, absolutely. He'll get it when he's sitting in the same fucking cell as Brian. I bet you that.
Oh yeah.
Because I guarantee you, they're not gonna see eye to eye when they see each other. Because first of all, Brian bit his fucking cheek off, and he had a big ass gap in his cheek missing. You know what I'm saying? So
see, he said he was fighting with the guy over the gun after he shot Tony. That he tried to protect Tony, and then he bit the guy's cheek.
How could you protect her if she was already shot?
The first shot hit her and went straight through her neck and hit her heart, and then she got shot again in the arm.
Oh. Yeah, see, I don't know. I just know from what he's telling me, and the way he said it, as if, like, Brian came for him with the gun, and he snatched the gun from him, and that's when they started a fight, and it was basically like a accident but on purpose type kind of thing. Because he was in the room type shit, and he was trying to kill everybody around him. But I do know that there was he kept on saying some other people's names. I don't know if they're, like, cool with your sister. I don't know if they're cool with Brian.
They're all Brian's friends that were there, from what I understand.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he kept on saying names.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'm sure he'll give all those names to detectives, because they're still looking for some of the witnesses.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe they did this.
The way I understand it is he said that they had a cleanup crew in the next room over. There was a guy and a female back there, and they was going to clean up everything that would have happened to him.
So the guy who calmly called police, that was the guy who called police that was way too calm for something happening like that in his house.
Oh, yeah, for sure then. Yep,
so they all were involved. They're all as guilty.
Yeah, they're all involved. Absolutely. Because the way he told me.
That was the cleanup crew that called 911.
There was a cleanup crew, and he said they was going to clean his shit up because they was cutting him and everything. They was cleaning the house, cleaning up around him, cleaning his blood and everything up every day. And then every day that he was there, they would do something new to him.
Wow.
And he said they was hitting him with machetes, hitting him with hammers, hitting him with a whole bunch of shit. I mean, and I can't say that he isn't wrong for it, because when I seen him after the shit happened, because I didn't know that he actually did this shit, because he wouldn't tell me. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't tell me what happened when I seen him. I said, what happened? Why is your body fucked up like this? What is going on? Like, why do you have cuts and bangs and bruises all over you? And he's like, oh, nothing. I just got into a scuffle with one of my peoples. I'm like, no, for real, what happened? And he still would not tell me. And he finally told me 2 days ago. And that's when I fucking ran out of the house and I fucking left. And that's the address where they found him out. I ran out of the house and I didn't even know anything about this shit. And then it pops up, fucking SWAT popped up at my mom and dad's house yesterday and was like, yeah, well, we're looking for such a... And I'm like, what? And I was already had plans to fucking tell the police, but I had to get myself out of here before his family came after me. So it's just a whole bunch of craziness, and like I said, I do apologize. I tried the best I could. I'm glad I could get them the address of where he was at, because he's dead ass wrong, and he's definitely not my fucking boyfriend, and I definitely can never call anybody a boyfriend after they did something like that, because I'm scared for my fucking life right now. But I wanted to help you guys out, because I know you guys needed justice for her.
Well, I appreciate it, and I will make sure that the detective does make it right by you. And
absolutely, and like I told the detective, I said I'm really not even worried about the whole money situation as long as they got who they wanted. You know what I'm saying? But like, don't get me wrong, it would be great so I can get the hell out of here before anything happens to me. But you know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, as long as everything is solved and everybody has justice, and you know, basically justice is served.
well, I appreciate it. I have a phone call.
Fam, this part one. It's a lot going on. There was a lot of footage that was sent to me, interrogation, and I don't want to drag it on without breaking it down so you guys can properly digest it. Now, in part two, Nixon will get arrested. A month later, you'll later hear from him as he has ever in his interrogation. You'll also hear from the boyfriend. And in part three, we'll head to court as Nixon represent himself. But thus far, fam, I need to know, do you guys think Nixon is responsible? Or do you guys think somebody else is? Once again, rest in peace to Tony. Within 6 hours, part two will be dropped. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.